Hello, my dudes, and welcome back to the Mikey and the Press Pass podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm David. Yeah, I'm not so sure this week. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm having an existential crisis over here.
So before we begin, what are you herping on?
Oh, actually, I'm not herping on anything.
You're not herping? Oh, God damn it.
I'm lighting up this. I didn't want to light up while you were introducing because, Padron 5000, Madura.
Very nice.
Because the Maduros are better than the naturals.
I think anybody else that doesn't think that's crazy.
Everybody at Aloni likes the naturals more. Like, almost everybody.
It's noticeable, too. You're like, oh, what the fuck? And you're like, if you accidentally grab one.
It's not bad. It's just, like, not what I'm expecting.
It's like you're expecting Coca-Cola and you're drinking Pepsi. Like, oh, gross. What is this?
For me, it's more like, I don't know, your mom's probably not an alcoholic. So, my mother would drink, like, whiskey and Coke.
Ugh.
And, like, she calls liquor hooch.
That's like, I like that.
She's like, yeah.
You got some hooch in that?
Yeah, she got some hooch in it. And so as a kid, sometimes I just see like just a sweating glass that would look like Coca-Cola, and I just grab it and take a drink, and it's like you're expecting Coca-Cola, and you're getting Coca-Cola and whiskey, and it's like, bleh. Like even if you like whiskey, and you like Coke and whiskey, when you're expecting one thing. I did the same thing with an ex-girlfriend of mine, Ashley, used to drink iced coffee. And at the coffee shop that I used to go into where I met her, they serve coffee, iced coffee, in the same cups that they say Coca-Cola in. So I just see like a dark brown liquid with like in a Coca-Cola cup, like with ice. Yeah. And I went to take a drink of it, and I hate iced coffee. Oh, and it was like the worst thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like iced coffee.
Really?
I don't dig it. Like, I'll drink an iced latte, like a cold brew latte, but just like hot coffee poured over ice tastes fucking terrible.
Oh, that's gross. Cold brew's very good.
I've never really ventured out because I never tried it, just a straight cold brew, because I just hate iced coffee so much.
It's a lot different.
I bet it is, but...
Because when you're going from hot to cold, it becomes very bitter.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it just tastes super... Not in a good way.
Yeah, when it's cold brewed, you get a lot of, like, kind of fruit notes, floral notes out of, depending on what kind of blend you have.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll like a latte with basically, like, 4 to 6 ounces of milk and, like, 3 to 4 ounces of like, cold brew espresso. So it's not like I just want, like, one shot. Like, I like a strong coffee flavor, but I gotta cut it with milk, or it's just... I don't know. I've never just tried just straight cold brew, though, so I don't know. Maybe I would like it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But anyway.
I'm smoking a Jaime Garcia.
Yes.
It's my standby.
It's a standby kind of day.
Yep. All right. Let's test out a new segment on the show.
Okay. Hot takes?
Hot takes. No. Press Pass Reacts. That's a good one.
Press Pass Reacts.
We're probably not going to do it every week. I'm going to try to compile a couple, like, once a month or once every other month, have something pop up. I'm not sure if you saw this clip, but it's a pretty good one. I first saw it on Your Mom's House podcast, I think last week's podcast, and it's pretty good.
All right, let's see what we got.
Let me pop this up. Get some movie magic on this. All right.
Dear Kyle, Seattle.
All right, this guy.
Okay.
For this man.
I mean, I feel like the answer to that is pretty much no for just about anybody.
Isn't it super cool? It has like the double Hitler things going on.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where that's going. Why is he doing that?
You'll think one thing and they'll turn around at the end, I think.
All right, yeah.
Call me Nazi fascist. The Heil, Seattle consul and mayor, are fascist and clown, are crazy Nazi Gestapo garbage rats from Animal Farm. I am Alex Zimmerman, speak to you, Seattle Emerald DJ.
So far
I like him. He's got that no-nonsense kind of Eastern European. He's clearly mocking concepts of people being fascist, but, maybe it won't be. Maybe.
Yeah, he's running for governor in Seattle.
How can you be the governor of Seattle?
Mayor, right? Or is it?
It says office of governor, so he's running for governor of Washington State, I assume.
There you go.
Generate super smart freaking idiot. With Nazi socialist, Democrat, and anti-Semite principle. Clean, dirty, stupid council chamber from this clown, criminal, and killer. This cannot go on forever. Stand up, Seattle. Stand up, America. We the people need to elect intelligent, civilized businessmen who can bring Seattle back to normal life, who will stop the crook who suck blood and money from us and make us life miserable. Who
Good so far.
Yeah, he's really winning me over here. I like him.
will have Q&A every month with the people in each district, who does not scared to talk to the people frankly and honestly, who is not a fascist, sexopath, or lunatic, who is American and respect and restore our Constitution, love, and freedom of speech, who is not scared to open Bertha Lady rooms in City Hall 1 day per week for citizen conversation and honest candidate forum for everybody. We need to stop Nazi socialist Democrat mafia with progressive Gestapo principle which have brought Seattle to #1 fascist city in America in total collapse. Only pure idiot don't understand, so one-party system is always fascism. We need to clean our government from dirty garbage rats who drink from fat Catholic. Stand up, Seattle, stand up, America. It's time for real change.
Excellent. The guy's a winner. How come the guy didn't win yet?
I don't know. Is he? I can't decide if he's a really awesome troll. He's a really confused old man.
No. Apparently, every year that this race comes up, he tries to, get into the race, get on the ballots.
Yeah, I kind of like him. But
but he opened up with the double Hitler.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That's okay.
Yeah. Seattle.
I don't know if you want to open up with that though.
See,
Superman and Zeke Kyle.
I'm unclear what his stance is, though. Like, he seems to be saying...
Like, the people in government are super fascist.
Yeah, but he also says that it's, like, at the end, unless I misheard him...
Let's listen again. This is in the opening first.
Seattle Nazi fascist. Zeke Kyle, Seattle consul and mayor, are fascist and clown.
Okay.
Are crazy Nazi Gestapo garbage rats from Animal Farm.
But then he seems to be saying that, like, we need to continue with the progressive policies that have made Seattle like the #1 fascist state.
Or is he saying he stopped that?
See, I
speak to you
at the end.
Seattle socialist Democrat mafia with progressive Gestapo principle which have brought Seattle to #1 fascist city in America in total collapse. Only pure idiot don't understand, so one-party system is always fascism. We need to clean our government from dirty
he wants to get rid of
rats
it.
who drink from fat Catholic. Stand up, Seattle, stand up,
because he was almost
it's
like
time for real change.
That was almost sounding like he was saying. That it was almost sounding like he was saying, like, like we're like a great fascist, a great fascist shitty.
Because he kind of like weaves it in and out, and like I don't understand. Is he for fascism or is he against it?
He seems to be against it, especially because he's Eastern European. I would guess that he's very. Eastern Europeans tend to not be as nuanced sometimes with their.
Don't say
views of they just really buy into the whole like American dream, and they're so anti-totalitarian that they just come over and they're just like America, and that seems to be what he's doing, and that's good for him. I like him. I like the cut of his jib. He's not well spoken. He's not polished, so he seems principled.
So yes for Alex.
I mean, he could have been a little bit better about being specific about what policies he was criticizing. But then again, like...
I think all of it.
I feel like it's a foregone conclusion that Seattle is just a shit show of progressivism. So I think he's trying to appeal to those people. But I don't think that he's necessarily doing the best job. And also those people probably... The people that are like... The irony is that people in Seattle who like the kind of government they got going on there,
they like Chop and like Chaz,
think that guy is a nut job.
Yeah.
And the irony is they're fucking nut jobs, and that guy is like more or less a normal dude who has kind of a eccentric demeanor, and he's just saying things that somebody with an eccentric demeanor would say in a different way. pointing out how batshit crazy all of the politics in Seattle are, and they just hand wave that guy away like, oh, he's just like some nut.
Yeah.
He's like some nutty dude. It's like, you're a fucking nut. Like, the fact that you don't go like, yeah, he's right, man. Like, this shit is kind of fucked up around here.
All right, clip number 2.
All right, clip number 2.
You just assured me that I could speak.
I made reference to this video a couple times for the podcast. Have you seen this?
I'm under what? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before. Why did you do this to me? For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh.
He's like a sovereign citizen or a British gentleman.
You know well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off me. Ta-ta and farewell.
Okay, so the original, when I first saw this clip, the background story, from what I heard, was this guy was a chess master, and this game he liked to play, having a heart attack to get off the bill.
Yes,
just dine and dash.
Yeah.
But someone recently found the guy, and they said the guy died. The real chess player died in like the early 2000s, and this guy, the real guy, popped up.
Wait, this guy, the real guy?
This because they mistakenly thought he was the chess guy.
Okay, who is he?
The chess guy.
They mistakenly thought the chess guy was the chess guy?
This guy.
This guy is or is not the chess guy?
Is not the chess guy.
Okay, so he was the chess guy, and the real chess guy died.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
And then, throughout the years, like the Democracy Manifest dude or Succulent Chinese Meal man became like the stuff of meme lord, right? And throughout the years, and just recently, I think within the last 3 or 4 months, this guy popped up. It was like, that's actually me. And yeah, I do dine and dash.
Well, at least he owns it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I do. I just...
It's a fun game I like to play. I like to eat a succulent Chinese meal.
It's like
You're grabbing my penis!
I like to apologize for all the people that I've hurt and urinated on.
All right, that's the beta test of that segment. I want to...
Who you calling a beta?
Wow, beta cuck.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Damn, son. So what else have you been doing this week? Or what have you been up to lately?
I filed for unemployment.
Fun employment.
I feel like that was an achievement in its own right because, as you know, I really hate stuff like that. Anything that's bureaucratic just fucking is tedious. It's like a slow death to me. Mm-hmm. So I got through it all. I filled it out, and I was pretty sure that I filed before.
What level of Dante's Inferno is that?
I don't remember how the hierarchy works. Is it worse you go farther down?
Yeah.
And there are 9 rings?
I think so.
Well, unemployment in general is probably only like somewhere in the middle, but bullshit as a general rule is the very top of the hierarchy, bottom of the rung of hell or whatever. It's just super tedious because there's always something wrong and there's some sort of confusion. It's always just paperwork, fill this thing, drop down menu bullshit, and it's like it doesn't. And this has been my way. Like, it's been this way my whole adult life. Is that nothing that I really ever do in that arena, when it comes to filling out, tick a box on a form, is just like never applies to me in a succinct way.
Male or female? I don't know.
Yeah, that one's easy. I can do that.
Yeah, baby.
The ones that are binary are easy. Did you serve in the military? No. Were you X? Did you work for the government? No. But it's like, so my situation is I'm getting fewer hours in general because of COVID, and I got laid off at the beginning of the year prior
underemployed
to COVID. I'm underemployed, but then I also do freelance work on the side. And that hasn't really suffered that much.
Oh, it hasn't?
Not really, no. I mean, they're still meeting. The government is still governmenting. But, so it just doesn't, like, you know, I could explain it to somebody in, like, 30 seconds of talking to them, but like, trying to fill out the fucking form, it's, like, it's frustrating. So just the fact that I even got it done, and they, like, got back to me, like, hey, you know, texted me with some updates. Maybe that's new since COVID, because I had a confirmation number. It's like we were talking last week. Mm-hmm. Like, you would never be like, did I order that thing? Well, I have a tracking number. Of course I ordered it. I had to have ordered it. I have the tracking number. What is this weird number I have? Had a confirmation number, but never... This time around, when I got the confirmation number, they sent me a text and, like, told me, like, you can go to this site for follow-ups, updates, sent me an email. None of that shit happened before. And so I was like, okay, maybe I just went into some weird void. And so now my suspicion is what will happen is I said, yes, I filled out unemployment. And they're going to be like, you don't get unemployment.
What?
Because you didn't fill it out and you said you did previously. So fuck off.
Liar.
Yeah. Hi, liar. It's like, yeah. So I did that. That was whatever. I applied for a couple more freelance gigs, copywriting, marketing style writing, which apparently takes an incredibly long time for, like, sites that aggregate work, you know? And so I did that a little while ago for one, and then I found another one, and I did that too. And it's like, I just assume I'm not going to get stuff like that, because they're always like, here's a list of, like, all the things that we want to provide you an ability to give us. I'm like, dude, I got a resume, a cover letter, a portfolio. I guess
click the boxes.
I guess if you want my LinkedIn, but they're like,
do you want this job or not? Click these boxes.
No, it's not boxes.
No.
It's almost like a
a pre-essay.
Yeah, it's like they want all this stuff that's just like, and I'm like, dude, here's what I have, right? Okay, so I can write. Here's what my education is. Here's what my work experience is.
No.
Here's what my writing looks like.
I don't care what you think we need. This is what we need.
It's like, what is your personal blog and or Twitter feed? I'm like, no. Just no.
No.
I'm not putting that in.
I went to @no@twitter.com and nothing showed up.
Yeah.
Weird.
So it's like, I feel like if that's their expectation, that I will have all these things and I have, like, you know, 20% of it, that they're probably just going to be like,
you think nowadays, like, you're seen as less of a writer if you don't have a Twitter handle?
I don't know. That's kind of what I mean, if they expect you to have one, I kind of suspect that they think you should. You can't write an 140 character word vomit, then you must not be a good writer.
You must suck.
Yeah, I guess.
A little too wordy there, buddy.
Or like, I don't have a private blog. It's like, even if I had a private blog, what makes
I thought you had one.
I've had one intermittently over the years, but I'm not going to send that to a prospective employer. Like, a point of a private blog is like the same as the point of this.
Yeah.
Like, here's a link to my podcast. Go listen to that. No.
Oh, no. We pre-fire you.
Yeah. We're going to fire you. So we can fire you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, just come in and fill out this paperwork. Guess what? You're fired. We saw your podcast.
I don't. It's like, it's not relevant. Like, anything that this is my reservation about, you know, that puts me in a public sphere that's not professional. This is like, you decide to do anything like that, and suddenly now it's like a thing that counts for your professional career, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
It's like, no thanks. I don't. Nope. Just, here's my work. Look at the work. Like, this is work that I've done that's published. Like,
let me see your personal life. Let me see your zine.
Nope, no thank you. So I don't have high hopes for that, but, you know, I did something because, you know, it's good to have money and stuff.
Money's good.
Yeah, it's good. What about you? Do with anything?
You know, looking for rooms to rent. I think I found one, hopefully.
The D&D nerds?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, should be nice. First one I went to was
bring them into the game, bro.
Really fucking ghetto. It was like it seemed like an older Asian family house. Like, the place looked fucked up. And and the lady wasn't even there. Their son, like, came in. Yeah, they're not here. And I was like, can I take a peek at the room at least? He was like, I guess. And then shoved me around. I was like, yeah, I'm not staying here.
Yeah. So there's where the pizza box is.
Yeah. No, they're so Asian. They don't even have chairs in their house.
Asian people don't have chairs?
I guess not. They have one of those tables, like, it's the low ones where you just kneel down and eat your food.
Oh, okay, like that.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I was like, Asian people hate chairs? I never thought about the fact that, like, yeah, they have, like, these things you sit on the floor with and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense.
Yeah. They're that Asian.
Wow. So, yeah, that's pretty Asian.
Yeah.
So,
you know what really grinds my gears?
Tell me. Got a lot.
Nah, not a lot. But...
Got enough.
I got enough. People that are, like, super nitpicky never make any sense to me. It's like... Have you ever known someone who's like, no matter how well you do something, they will just, it's like they just like some sort of tick with them where they just have to find something wrong for you to fix. Mm-hmm. And it just makes me wonder.
I don't know. It doesn't really look that good. You said you didn't do a real good job. It looks like shit.
Have those people never met other people like them?
I don't know.
Because
I would love to see that.
Because there's no way that they're perfect, right? This is why we all try not to be too nitpicky with any given person, because we all have some humility to acknowledge that we're not perfect.
Yeah.
And there are some things that we do well and some things we don't do well, and we just kind of let the small shit slide.
Yeah.
But, like, people that are super nitpicky about everything, it's like, have you never met someone like you who nitpicks everything you do, and you would be like, wow, that's really fucking annoying, you know?
I don't know. It could be one of those things where the rise of Karen, them complaining to people that work in retail, is like, you probably never had a retail job in your life before. You would not act that way if you had past experience like that, right?
Maybe. I mean,
because like sometimes you see people that come in, the professionals, and they treat you like shit. It's like, dude, what the fuck is your problem?
But I will say that I have known other people on the other side of it who are so used to people treating them poorly that they kind of get an inflated sense of their job or inflated sense of self, or have like kind of ridiculous expectations about things. And so,
like people that work in like the restaurant industry, I'm guessing?
Yeah, or pretty much any service industry. Like I remember having this argument with somebody about mandatory tipping. I think mandatory tipping is horseshit.
Yeah.
And he went on this diatribe to me about like, well, you just don't understand. Like, people just won't tip if like they won't tip like not that they won't tip. That's not what they said.
Yeah.
Right. They said they won't tip enough, and it's like, I don't think you understand that a tip is not something you're entitled to.
Yeah.
But their attitude really is, some people, is just, I'm entitled to this. My job is hard, and it's like, okay, man, why don't we? I mean, I get people treat
You're not digging ditches.
Right. I get people like, I get people treating you like crap, and that's never easy when you have to deal with people treating you like crap. But generally speaking, we as a race consider hard one of two things: physically demanding, or complex, requiring a lot of know-how. Right, an astrophysicist's job is hard, and a surgeon's job is hard, and so is construction and roofing and shit. I mean, one is very complex and one is physically demanding and somewhat complex. But being a waiter or a waitress is neither of those things. Not really.
Yeah.
So let's
not be stressful.
Sure, I'm not debating the stress part, right? But let's dial back what it means. Like, it's a hard job. I remember having this argument with somebody in college. A debate with someone, I guess. I don't know if it was an argument. She was like, "What? People think that English is a really easy major." I'm like, "Who thinks that? It's like tons and tons of reading and interpretation. I don't think anyone thinks it's easy." And you right? It's like really hard. I'm like, I don't know if I'd say it was really hard.
Hey.
And she's like, no, it's harder than like physics. And I was like, that is spoken like somebody who's never taken a physics fucking class, because you can bullshit your way through an English degree. Yeah. It might not be easy to do, and you do need to read a bunch. But like, if you know how to read, you can do it. Yeah. And if you're clever, you can bullshit your way through it. You can't bullshit your way through physics because there's like a right answer.
A hard science.
Right. You can't just, because it's right or it's not. And if it's not right, then you're bad at it.
Yeah. Right? Wasn't that the problem with the Theranos lady, where kind of like the idea like startups, especially in the tech industry, is you kind of can bullshit your way through technical terms and jargon and people not understanding what that means to investors.
Fake it till you make it, yeah.
Yes, and then, but when you go to like bio stuff, people are like, work. There's science to this. You can't just bullshit your way around it.
Well, Silicon Valley is this unique little petri dish where people think that like anything can happen.
Yeah.
But it's like
break the laws of physics.
I remember. Did you read John Carreyrou's book?
I didn't read it. I saw the podcast. I heard the podcast and I saw the documentary.
He's in the documentary, I think, and he's probably on the podcast too. He's
probably
been the rounds, but he was talking about like, look, if you don't live in Silicon Valley, and I just told you some very basic facts of this case, there is a 20-something-year-old college dropout who invented something in the field of medicine for which she has no degree that revolutionizes the way we do medicine within a couple of years. You would be highly skeptical if you didn't live in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Like, you would just be like, that just doesn't seem right at all. Like, nothing about that adds up.
But if you go back and you say Steve Jobs never graduated college and he changed the landscape of tech.
We're not talking about changing the landscape.
Yeah.
The reason that...
No, but I'm just saying that the difference between those two are like, there's hard science and the guy that has ideas and have people execute on those things versus hard science.
The biggest difference, I would argue, is that he didn't change the landscape. He forged a frontier. There was, like, nothing there, and then he just made the things. Like, we're going to talk about medicine, which is a fairly well-established science.
It's a practice, really.
And and so it's like, that's, sure, if somebody's revolutionized, the art world, like, and you're, whatever, you'd be fucking 19 and do that, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're probably not going to introduce any new concepts. They figured out a new way to get paint on the canvas.
He made a new color.
Yeah, exactly. You would be like,
Whoa.
No, he didn't. He did not make a new color.
I've never seen it.
That didn't happen. So, yeah, it's just that phenomenon where it's like, you just have like a false, weird circumstances around.
And the cult of personality, too, is an interesting thing.
Sure, and that was another thing he pointed out. Like, her whole affectation.
Let me tell you about this new science I'm playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can hear it when you listen to her talk for long stretches.
It breaks.
That breaks and it goes away, especially if she's under duress in some way. Like it's an affectation. She's a psycho. Like I can't believe like more people aren't like just. She meets like almost every single criteria for like a hardline psychopath.
Psychopath.
Not a
sociopath.
Not a sociopath. A psychopath. Like, she meets most of the criteria, at least that I'm aware of, the differences between a sociopath and a psychopath. And it's weird to me. Like, I know people that watch a documentary and didn't read the book, and they're like, no, I don't get that. I think she's kind of caught up in, like, a situation. I'm like, nah, dude, I think she's a fucking psycho, like, through and through. But I don't know. How do we devolve from
auto-renewal subscriptions?
I was like, we started talking about nitpicky people, and somehow that got on bad blood. So it really irritates me. I have a subscription to Scientific American in an ongoing effort to be more scientifically literate, which is largely failing. So
do you try to like talk science to somebody that's into science? They're like, bro, what are you talking about?
I don't know anybody that's into science. That's part of the problem. Because if I did, I would rely on them keep me apprised of situations. Like when something exciting happens in UFC. Like I don't need to follow it. You follow it. It's just like, don't you rest assured that if something exciting happened in the world of hockey, that I would just tell you?
Yeah.
And you don't need to follow it?
Yeah.
Right. This is kind of what having friends is all about, right? You just kind of like pool your collective knowledge, and you're just like, you pay attention to that shit, and I'll pay attention to this shit, and like, then we'll just...
I'll juggle this plate over here, and I'll tell you about how it went.
Right, and you have some sort of idea of what I might find interesting, and I have some idea of what you might want to find interesting, and, try not to bore you with all the details, just give you the broad strokes. So if I knew somebody like that was like a scientist and was really interested in science, then maybe I wouldn't need to, whatever, but I don't really. So, I just kind of like, I'll just read these like little articles for plebes like me, but my subscription is about ready to run out.
Is it like that SNL skit, the Zagat review thing? where who is it? Adam Sandler and fat guy
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. Chris Farley's reading the reviews. It's like, oh my god, tasty delights from Far East. Oh my god, please kill me. It's like Diane. You're like, oh my god, you hear about these nanobots? They're pretty crazy. He's like, oh my god, leave me alone.
Like when it comes to science, you mean?
Like you're just sitting on the couch. Hey, did you hear about the new nanometer technology they have for like these microchips? He's like, no, I don't care.
No, that stuff is interesting to me.
But to her.
Oh, no, I don't bore her. And generally speaking, she's probably about as interested in science as I am. It's just not a lot. You know, I don't delve deep into anything. I pay attention to sports a little bit. I pay attention to books a little bit. I pay attention to movies a little bit. I pay attention to podcasts a little bit.
You're almost there to your final form as an old man. Back in my day, hockey used to be real sports. Not this bullshit that you see over here. They're just kissing in the corner.
Oh, because I'm just getting disenfranchised with hockey?
Yeah. Oh my god, they're going to give a cup to a team that even played a full season? That's bullshit.
I mean, that is kind of bullshit. It's just weird, really, more than anything. I don't know how I feel about it still. No, it's not. Like, it's really not like that. The game is like, oh, I just don't. It just doesn't really excite me anymore. It's like, yeah, like it's okay, cool. Like I just find myself not even caring. Mm-hmm. And it's like I'm not like criticizing the game or whatever. It's just
you just grew out of it.
Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just not as invested in the stories and the game anymore as much as I used to be, and there's just so much extraneous garbage.
I kind of imagine that for a lot of people that watch Kid and they found out real sports. And it's like, why did I watch that game where you can take a nap and not miss anything?
I think people want like baseball is just a carryover of nostalgia. That's it. You just introduce it to people when they're really young. It's like religion, and you have no defense mechanism against it, so you just accept it implicitly. And then, like when you get like that, I totally like that. Like it just reminds me of being.
I wonder how it is in like places like Japan or like a budding scene in China and parts of like the Caribbean and shit like that in South America.
For baseball?
Yeah.
I think they're just so happy to have sports.
That's not soccer?
They're just like, whatever, man.
Oh, real sport, kinda. That's not soccer.
This is what Americans like, so it must be good. Just have yachts all of a sudden. Some sort of weird backward logic.
If you're good enough, you will.
I don't know. Nope, it's just this is what Americans do, and so we will do that. That's like it's a weird backward thing in fucking Chinese culture. That's how they work. The Chinese culture is just fucking weird and messed up in a variety of ways.
Okay.
The same thing with Japan's culture. It's just got all these weird elements to it that trying to unravel a rat's nest of why they would like baseball is, I don't know, anomalous.
I don't know why they like baseball.
I don't know why anyone likes baseball. It's incredibly boring.
Hey.
Yeah, see, the thing is, though, is what's weird, as I always said this, is like baseball is a big stats sport. Mm-hmm. If you're a stats guy...
Because it's so static.
Yeah, like if you really like tracking stats and following all that, I could see loving it. Being like a math nerd or something.
Yeah.
And just the minor difference, the whole Moneyball element to it, right, is interesting.
The sports betting, too, with like, it's like, it's like 63 degrees outside, and this pitcher doesn't do well in the cold, and the humidity's a little bit too low, and then he might not pitch that well. So.
But most people I've known that like baseball are not that guy. They all have some like version of that's just like homespun, wisdom or whatever. Well, here's the thing: is like under pressure games, like Posey, he is like, it's okay. What are you basing that on? Well, I've just been watching baseball for like 40 years. It's like, okay,
thanks.
Yeah, there's so many things like adages like that in sports like make no sense. Like most of the like old adages of sports.
What's the oldest American sport?
Sure. But I agree with Bill Burr's assessment of like, the first 100 years or so of it probably doesn't really count.
There's a bunch of white
dudes that had no athletic prowess at all. But anyway, so I was going to say, so I got this subscription to Scientific American, and it's about to run out. And they just send me this thing that they're just going to renew it. Well, we'll just renew it. We'll just charge a card and renew you for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to cancel it, you got to call us.
Yeah.
Not respond, fuck off to this email or something like that. Like, call us on this landline and tell us not to renew it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm sorry, didn't I sign up for a year subscription? And at a year subscription, then you should just stop charging me?
You didn't read the fine print.
It's yeah, it irritates. I'm going to cancel my subscription simply because they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for pretty much no
You're
other
not
reason.
support scientific writing anymore?
Not anymore.
Oh,
Nope.
man.
Because I don't. You're trying to. You're betting on the fact that I'm too lazy to cancel it,
And it works 99% of the time.
and I'm not.
It's a
having
practice that works. That's
Yeah.
probably why they do it.
Wait, what's the date today? No. I might be coming up on it. But yeah, so it's like, fucking just like, seriously? Like, it's fine. It's a good magazine. I'm fairly happy with it. You guys leave me alone. You don't inundate my inbox with shit. But now you're just going to charge me for things that I didn't agree to initially. You just think this is into perpetuity because I agreed.
You're thirsty for knowledge.
Because I wanted. And then some of the stuff I'm not. I don't know. Some of the stuff, it's like, some of the articles are really good. Some of them are really over my head. So I assume they're good because they're just over my head. And then some of them are like right in my wheelhouse. And then some of it's like not even like science stuff. It's just nonsense.
Like?
I can't even remember a lot of examples. It almost always has to do with anything scientific that's politicized. And so like I was reading one about basically comparing COVID to climate change skepticism and religious zealot anti-evolution stuff. But it had no anything. It was just like...
My favorite thing now is that a lot of homeless people believe that COVID's not real. It's like, okay, I will not take any like advice from you, homeless guy. Sorry, but you're homeless.
Yeah. It's not real. I don't see it. It's that's another thing that really grinds my gears is that like, okay, so you were talking about the anti-masker people.
Yeah.
And those people are annoying, but you know who's almost just as annoying as those people? Is like the super pro-mask people that are like, wear your fucking mask
When I'm in my own house.
You're killing people. It's like, just fucking shut up.
I work to protect you. Why aren't you protecting me?
Fucking just shut up. Like, God, it's like just as annoying as like the people that are like...
I wear it inside my own car.
Yeah. Because it's just
like
becoming... It's like virtue signaling. That's what I don't like about it. Is that I think it's becoming to the point where like wearing a mask and like going on about people
Hey,
wearing
this guy's
masks.
washing his hands after he went from the bathroom.
Yeah.
What the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, it's just like virtue signaling at this point, and it's just like almost just as annoying to me. It's probably more annoying than the people that are just like, oh, like I'm not gonna wear a mask, or the people that get. I guess the apples to apples would be the people that are really striding about like, you can't make me wear one. It's like my constitutional right.
Oh, just don't go near me and don't go inside the store.
Oh shit! I'll be damned. It's right here, Article 12, subsection 8 of the Constitution. COVID mask, right here, not required. Damn, you're right.
Fuck.
Man, those founding fathers really are geniuses.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, what really grinds your gears?
When people find out you do stuff, make stuff, or whatever, it's like, you know what you should do? That really pisses me off. It's like, I didn't ask for your input.
You're backhanded criticizing one of our biggest supporters, bro.
Yeah, whatever. It's just it's annoying. It's like my trigger. I'm like, it's like I feel like my eye twitch when people say that. You know what you should do? It was like, no, I didn't ask for your opinion.
Is it different if because like I always try to say like really I kind of mean you should do it. Is it different at least because like this is somewhat of a collaborative effort?
Yeah, at least you're putting effort. You come in here, you write stuff on this thing, and you talk.
Sure.
And instead of some Yahoo.
And is it like implicit at least that like, hey, we should do this, and anything I can do to help, like just send it my way and I will help to the best of my ability.
Yeah. And I've even had conversations with people about this podcast, never seen an episode. And it's like, you know what? I haven't seen an episode, but you should do this. It's like, why would I take any advice that you say? You haven't even seen any of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah, Devin's always given me a hard his voice when I told him I didn't watch the
Oh yeah,
Mayweather.
Oh, yeah, you didn't watch it,
So
huh?
you didn't even watch it. It's like, well, no, look, but I'm not making a claim about it. You are.
Yeah.
I'm expressing skepticism at your claim. But yeah,
you should fix this and this and this and do that and do this other stuff.
You know what the fucking San Jose Sharks problem on offense is?
Yeah.
Is it? You're like a Sharks fan? You watch the Sharks a lot? Oh, no, I've actually never watched a hockey game. But let me tell you what's what. Here's the problem. That guy on the first line center, you know that guy? He's like a center. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's not good. We should trade him.
Yeah.
To some other team in the NHL, but I don't know any of the names.
Or like one of the best players.
One of the other better players that's better than him.
That sounds like an even trade.
Why wouldn't you just do better? Do the better thing. So yeah, that is obnoxious.
Yeah, I imagine like professional athletes, like some fucking fat dude at the bar. Hey man, you suck. You can't even catch that ball that well. Yeah. Or you should have like dunked it over that dude. Yeah?
Sure.
All right. Cool, man.
It's yeah. He sucks. Like no, he's still a premier athlete.
Yeah.
If you wanted to place some conditions on that, like based on his point production over the last year or two, I don't necessarily know that he's worth the salary that the team is paying him. But that would all be predicated on you knowing what his point production was, knowing what his salary is, knowing how he's trending, or something like that. But as opposed to just he sucks, that's empirically the worst professional athlete would fuck anybody you've ever known up at anything. Like anything.
Yeah.
Like a pro basketball player would probably fuck you up at football.
Yeah.
Like just because he's a better athlete than you. Like the best football player you know, that guy would probably get owned by LeBron James in a fucking football game.
Yeah.
Like just because LeBron James is just
a super athlete.
A super athlete, right?
Yeah.
He could be good at any. You can play a pickup game of fucking hockey and kick your ass.
This is how you do a stride for your skates. All right, cool, man. I got this.
Yeah. Oh, you trying to do that power stop? Let me show you. Just like that.
Don't worry about it. This is free.
It's all right. This is my first pair of skates, though. I just put them on a couple hours ago. I got the feel for it, though.
Or my favorite thing, too, with that whole, like, you know what you should do is, like, I make a thing for myself, right? And, like, let's say, for example, it's a knife.
It's a knife.
Yeah. Let's say it's a knife.
We're saying it's a knife.
Yeah. It's a knife.
It's a knife. That's not a knife.
Yeah. And you make it to dimensions to your hand. And the grip feels good in my hand. And the weight feels good in my hand. And like, oh, check this knife I made for myself. You know what you should do? You should make it like, it doesn't really fit my hand that well, so you should make it longer. And I don't like the style of the blade that's like this. Like, did you miss that part when I made a personal knife for myself?
You don't like to make it really small, so it's like it's big actually. Make it really big, so like it just looks really big in your hand.
You know what? Instead of a knife, you should have made a gun.
Yeah,
it would have been more better. All right.
You know what's better than a knife? A gun.
I don't like the caliber of ammo you use in your gun. You should just make it a knife instead.
It was like I remember watching Superman Returns years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to Kate Bosworth is in it, I think, and so is I can't remember. It was a guy before Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah, that dude. Yeah.
Yeah, like okay. So I watched the Superman Returns movie, and I went out to see it, and like someone asked me like, "Oh, you saw that? Like, what did you think of it?" I'm like, "Oh, it was fine." They're like, "You liked that? Oh my god, it was fucking terrible." And I was like, "Oh really? Why didn't you like it?" And he's like, "Well, it's just like this dude with a red cape and like tights, and he's like flying around." And I was like, well, it just kind of sounds like you don't like Superman. That's what Superman is.
Yeah.
That's what Superman does.
Yeah.
So you just, like Superman is stupid. I'm like, okay, so you're not really critiquing the movie so much as you're just critiquing that you don't like Superman. Why would you watch a Superman movie if you don't even fucking like Superman? I mean, and admittedly, it's not a good Superman movie, but none of the Superman movies are really good. They're all pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Superman.
No, but they're all pretty bad. But it's like Superman Returns is fine. It's a serviceable movie that I went to see, and it's fine. It's the same thing with like the Ang Lee Hulk. Like it was fine, but there wasn't really like there was some problems with it. mainly that there's really no scale for the Hulk, right? He fights like some dogs or something, some mutant dogs.
Second or first one?
The one that Ang Lee directed.
Oh, I thought that was the Ed Norton one. He fought the dogs. No. Oh no, he fought the.
That's Eric Bana.
Okay.
But I mean, the reason the Hulk works in the Avengers is because there's some scale there. Mm-hmm. You know, him smashing up buildings and even throwing tanks and stuff. It's like there's nothing really. You need like that giant monster in the Avengers for the Hulk to fuck up.
The Leviathan thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Like when he fucks that thing up,
and
you're
you see like the vertebrae like knock each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool.
It's super cool, right? Because you have some scale, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to see Godzilla fight King Kong because King Kong is like fucking nothing to Godzilla. He would just step on him, he would die. You need somebody like Ghidorah or like another giant monster that could fuck shit up. Otherwise, it's just pointless.
Well, in general, like some superheroes shouldn't have a solo movie. Like the Hulk, for example, is like historically not a very good character to have like a solo movie for. He works well in ensemble casts.
The reason he doesn't work well by himself is because the Hulk is so fucking like he's like
OP.
He's a fucking alpha.
Yeah, that's
character.
Why, that's
so,
why
like,
it makes sense with like Thor and the Hulk. They're both powerful dudes.
But Thor is intergalactic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Hulk is like so powerful that in order to really justify the Hulk doing anything about something, it basically has to be a world-threatening conflict. And in a solo movie, you don't ever have that. The scope and the stakes are...
Especially not more than one.
Yeah, the scope and the stakes are lower. Mm-hmm. Because if the Hulk can save the world by himself in a movie, you don't need the Avengers.
Yeah.
The Hulk can just save the world. Superman, basically. He's basically the Superman of the Marvel Universe, more or less. And so... like, okay, so you just have to have like some Mickey Mouse bullshit that doesn't like get the attention of the other Avengers, but it's like, how do we balance the scale if it's like challenging enough for the Hulk so he's not just like, oh, a bad guy, squish, oh, another bad guy, squish.
Yeah, that's why they solved the problem with like having an issue with the Hulk popping out of Bruce? No. Who's the
Bruce Banner?
Bruce Banner? Is it Bruce Banner?
As opposed to what?
Isn't the TV show he's another name?
Oh, David Banner in
David
the TV
Banner.
show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Bruce Banner in the comics and all the Marvel movies. So
okay.
yeah.
All right.
They changed it from
Bruce to
David because they thought that Bruce Banner sounded gay.
yeah.
But it's like, no, it's an alliteration. That's like a superhero thing, right? Bruce Banner, alliteration.
No, we'll not have this.
Yeah. It's just like focus on it's queer. And then they get the fucking what's his name, Bill Bixby, who by the way has an alliteration name, to play him, and that guy's not like some, butch sort of dude. It's like he's Charles Bronson playing, David Banner. It's like some
even more manlier than the Hulk.
Yeah. Charles Bronson as a fucking Bruce Banner would be awesome.
That'd be crazy.
Like a Hulk Death Wish movie. It'd be fucking dope as shit.
So they just have to get like a really fey looking guy or kind of whisper.
He's like, if they had vegans back then, he would be one.
All right. Overrated, underrated. Okay, I forgot the part. All right. Yeah. Underrated. Home gyms. It's awesome. You can work out of your own space.
You get so jacked?
Yeah, I'm getting jacked all the time, bro.
Get the kettlebells.
My T level's so high, bro. You don't even know.
I was talking with Diana about the decrease in men's testosterone over several generations. And she was like, yeah, why is that? Maybe this belongs in the science segment, but I didn't really plan on talking about it. But we were talking about, and I was like, oh, it's a confluence of things, right? Like, life is not as hard on people as it used to be, and that hardship raises your testosterone, right? Like, it's ironic because the things we associate with, like, manliness actually are it's not like you're manly so you do them. It's that doing them actually raises your testosterone. So, like, being like a coal miner or a construction worker or something like that, like, raises your testosterone. Being a boxer, being a martial artist of any sort, like, raises your testosterone.
Oh, you're saying
level.
Being a yoga instructor doesn't make you manly?
But one of the ones, and I was like, another reason is people smoke less than they used to. And she was like, what does that have to do with it? I was like, smoking raises your testosterone.
Oh, does it?
It does.
Wow.
Not like a widely known fact. But yeah, it does. Not a significant amount, but like not an insignificant amount either. It's like pretty nominal, but yeah, people smoke less than they used to. And smoking, actually, one of the only benefits it has is that, you know, it does raise your T. But anyway, so home gyms, so you're getting all jacked, getting so ripped, throwing those kettlebells, a couple pood.
Yeah, a lot of poods.
A lot of pood.
Actually, yeah, this, like, you know, since there's no gyms now during this COVID time, is that the speed of me working out, the efficiency of me working out, like, I bang out a workout within 30, 40 minutes, rather than waiting for on a bench looking at Instagram or, you know, playing grab ass with somebody else.
Wait for your machine, wipe the machine down, you gotta go shower there, change back into your street clothes, go home. Yeah, it's just like,
it's tedious. Just that extra 30 minutes being in the gym, just waiting for people.
See, so like, remember us having this discussion probably like a year or two ago, and you were like, you don't go to the gym? And I'm like, I've always been like a workout in the garage kind of guy. And you were like, I don't know, I feel like, you know, like it's just, you know, I kind of get into the groove, and like going to the gym is like part of my routine. And part of that's like, just go out to the garage and you fucking hit the mitts for a while or whatever, lift a couple weights, you go inside, you take a shower, you bang your old lady, you go to bed, right? Like, it's super easy. It's like...
Now, but the advantage of going to a different place is, like, you get dressed, you drive to the place, you get prepared to go to the gym. That puts you in the mindset of working out. Rather than being like, this is my street clothes, I can go work out, or I can just sit on the couch and eat potato chips.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of setting aside the time.
Yeah.
That's all it ever was for me. It's just like, it's great because I don't have to, you know, what are the hours for the gym? Do I have a 24-hour gym? You know, it's just like, just go out to the fucking garage for a bit.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then now I'm done. I can just get a workout in wherever. Yeah. And like, when you don't have to like pack up your gym bag, like drive to the place, wait for other people, wipe down machines. If you shower there, change back into your other clothes, and drive back home. Like, you realize the actual workout is not that long of the, like, it's only maybe a little over half of the time.
Yeah.
It's like 60% of the time. And so
yeah,
it's like...
it's hard finding a place like the people around you have the same mindset as you do. I need to work out. I have this amount of time. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go after it, right? Because I gotta go places. Other people just like, this is their... Instead of like them after work going to the local bar and, you know, playing grab ass with other people, that's their social life, is going to the gym. And that affects me because that is not what I do. I go there to work out.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was just, you know, I picked this up from my dad. It's like when you work out at home, you have a workout buddy. You know, you have the gym is at somebody's house, right? The home gym. And then you get a buddy. And he'd be like, hey, man, you want to work out Thursday, like 5 o'clock? Well, yeah. He comes over and, like, it's fucking go time. Yeah. Right? A couple Gatorades. You go down there and you fucking, like, and you go, you know, you pump it, pie face.
Yeah, having a workout buddy would be good, but, you know, people are lazy at my work, so they don't care. They always, like, see me, like, I'm getting, like, I work out right after I clock out. And then, you know, I have a flat bench, I have dumbbells and other stuff that I use. And then they see me, okay, oh, wow, I should really work out with you. He's like, yeah, he'll be here, and I'll be here. Just waiting for you to show up. And I just start doing my weights.
You work out, like, every day after work?
Lately, yes. Yeah.
I say I come over and work out with you, but I fucking, like, the days that I work, I go into work right when you're getting off.
Yeah, work, pretty much. Yeah, and it's beginning to suck now because of the heat.
Yeah.
Whew. Had to stop like on Wednesday because it was so fucking hot.
Yeah, see, I hardly ever get overheated when I work out.
Yeah, like me, I'm fucking like I'm a black dude in the South. I have a fucking towel right now.
Oh, I got the vapors.
I got the vapors.
Yeah, I'm not like a particularly sweaty dude.
Yeah.
So I think that yeah, usually my biggest problem is just not realizing, like when I bump up against like. When you haven't worked, like you don't work out with frequency, you want to slip back into like your old workout routine. But you don't realize that you can't do that immediately. Like if you haven't worked out in a while, like I haven't worked out, and it's like since we stopped having the garage, we used to have weights and a heavy bag and a speed bag in the garage when I lived with Marcos. And so I'd go out there, you know, usually 2-3 times a week for 40, 45 minutes. Well, usually about an hour, but, you know, I take breaks between or whatever. Sometimes I have a cigar out there, too.
It's like old school. You're doing like bicep curl. You're like, oh, yeah, I got feel the pump.
Yeah.
The pump.
I remember when we first got it was winter. Mm-hmm. And I was wearing my coat because it was really cold out. It was probably like midnight. And I had on my the coat, you know, the long gray one that I got. No, but I don't have a beanie. But you know, like I have a long pea coat, and like it's pretty like form fitting. And so like I was like, I wonder how much like I just do a couple curls with this to see like you know what the weight feels like. Mm-hmm. So I haven't done curls in a long time, and I like went to curl it, and I didn't realize like my coat's so tight on my arms that like when I curled, I could hear my coat like the seam of my coat ripping. I was like, oh fuck, damn it! Like whoops, don't want to do that. But
too rough, man.
It's too rough, man. Yeah.
Cool. What have you been watching?
I haven't really been watching much.
Reading, listening.
We haven't talked to Perry Mason yet, really.
Oh yeah. I talked about it.
For a minute. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I meant to watch the 3rd episode last night, but then it was fucking. I was a little sapped. But yeah, I'm liking it. It hasn't like after the 2nd episode, it hasn't really like grabbed me.
The 3rd episode begins to be like the meat of the kind of the story.
Yeah, there's a little bit of breadcrumbs here and there, and it's interesting, and I think it kind of gets by with the fact that like
kind of the setting, like how everything's done back then, and
yeah, but I will say that like the score is like it's not. It is somewhat this weird association with this weird jazzy music that kind of goes along with noir. That's usually a byproduct of like the mid 40s to the early 50s, and this show doesn't take place then. The show takes place in like the early 30s. And so it's like
post World War One.
Yeah, that's not the music that was popular at the time, right? Like it's that's what you should be expecting to hear. Yeah, that's 1930s music, but it's all this like somber jazz stuff.
Yeah,
but I get it. It's definitely got all the elements of that like LA noir kind of stuff, and plus there's a ton of fucking people in it, man. The T-1000 is in it. Fucking the chick that was in Orphan Black is in it.
Yeah, I didn't know who she was, and I looked through the IMDb. Like, oh, okay.
That's the only thing I've ever seen her in.
Yeah, I've never seen her before.
She's in that. Same thing with the chick that plays Lisa in 6 Feet Under, or she's in all those John Cusack movies. I don't know the actress. She plays the other gal at the church that's not the Orphan Black chick.
Oh, okay.
The other, like, kind of...
the mother?
The mother. She has, like, that mom energy, and she's always had that mom energy, even when she was young, but she was in, like, High Fidelity.
Okay.
And she's been in a bunch of John Cusack movies.
Okay.
So she's in it, and then who else is in it? John Lithgow is in it, obviously.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, he's good and everything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who else. There's a couple other people that are pretty notable.
I think that you had all the heavy hitters.
I feel like there's someone I'm missing though. But yeah, so it's got a pretty good cast, so it's well acted. The pacing is pretty good.
Apparently, it is not a miniseries. I think they're having a season 2. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down with that as long as it's just kind of like any other cop drama where it's just like a different case every season. That would be cool. If they try to, I think it'll go off the rails if they keep trying to ramp up things and keep trying to like get bigger and bigger in scope, because that's kind of baked into the concept of an LA noir, right?
I think the last bit would be like they have to take down like the governor's son. Yeah. Usually that's the kind of noir's kind of like thing. That's like the top dude, right? The governor or the governor's son.
Or police commissioner, something like that.
Yeah.
Usually is some sort of high level corruption, but they can't keep upping the ante. I think shows that try to do that end up failing. That's why Dexter fails. It just keeps upping the ante, and it can't keep upping the ante. You need to cool it off. It's like a mixtape. You can start with a big, attention-grabbing song, but then you got to cool out.
Yeah.
And kind of peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
And so if you have one case that's going after the governor in the first season, you can't have the next one like just go after the president, right? And then go after the fucking
the aliens.
Exactly. So you just kind of gotta
Perry Mason takes down Area 51 before there was an Area 51.
Exactly.
Whoa.
So, but yeah, I was what I watched of it, it was pretty good, but I was just waiting for it to kind of like hook me in, and it was just like, watch it.
It'll start to settle in.
Yeah, that's good. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that I've really watched. I've been reading, listening to music and stuff. You watched Don Adams, apparently?
Yeah, the HBO miniseries.
The Paul Giamatti one?
Yeah. Just got 2 episodes in. They're really long episodes. It's like an hour and a half.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. It's another sinkhole. It's like the gateway drug was Hamilton, right? And then after that, I was like, all right, I'm going to, get more into president stuff, founding fathers, presidents. Mm-hmm. There's a podcast, I think it's called Presidential. It was like a 45-part series. They're doing all the presidents. And then the second episode is John Adams, of course. And they mentioned the HBO show. I was like, oh, shit. I turned it off and I was like, I'm going to watch this. And then got into it.
Why is Jefferson on the $2 bill? I feel like it should be Adams.
Yeah.
He's the second president.
Well, there's no monuments of John Adams anywhere. Isn't that weird?
Good.
Okay. He didn't do shit. One term, fuck him.
No, it's not that. I just don't. I don't believe. I think the idea of erecting monuments to the greatness of the state is antithetical to what most of the founding fathers stood for.
Oh yeah.
So I just, generally speaking, I'm not like, oh, let's go see Mount Rushmore, and like in awe of a giant fucking rock. Like, I'm not. I don't worship politicians in that way.
Well, that's the opposite of like what's happening. Like, you can't take them Confederate statues down. It's sacrilegious. You're forgetting about history.
I mean, I do think that you are forgetting about history, and with the one caveat that the statues that were erected in protest of the civil rights movement, I think it's okay to take those statues down because they're not part of that history.
The Confederacy was only around for 5 years, so why do we have those up?
Well, but the Civil War is a big part of American history.
Yeah, you don't have statues of losers, too.
That's not true.
I thought this is America. They don't have losers for statues and shit. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, back to John Adams. Getting into that. So it was
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah. Actually, the guy that plays Washington is a pretty interesting. All the depictions that I've read about Washington is pretty like kind of shown on screen. Cause just kind of like a sully looking guy, very soft spoken. Mm-hmm. Like the idea of like the tallest man in the room is the commanding officer, and that was pretty much true for him.
Yeah.
6 foot when everyone was like our size.
Yeah. He was like 6'4".
Oh, 6'4".
He was fucking and the average guy was like 5'6", 5'7" at the time. So he was a big fucking dude.
Yeah.
He had slave teeth by most accounts. It's like, no, he had wooden teeth. I mean, he had slave teeth. His mouth. It's fucking scary.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of like watching it, and then they're going through Continental Congress, and they're mentioning all these names. Like, God damn it, I don't remember who that is. So it's like, I don't know. He must be important. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people to remember. Like, you just don't. Like, I have trouble delineating all the things that John Hancock did, mm-hmm. other than like being the first signatory. Other than that, like you try to like you could just take anything that any founding father did, mm-hmm. and unless I'm intimately familiar with the person you're claiming, mm-hmm. like Hancock did this, like no, that was Jefferson, mm-hmm. or like such and such did this, we're like no, that was Washington. Mm-hmm. But if I don't know, and you just told me John, I'd be like okay. Sure.
He invented the airplane.
Yeah. Sure. Him and his brother Orville Hancock.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm with you.
Uh-huh.
It's like John Jay. Like I know he was the
Federalist.
He was the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, I think, for. No, he wasn't, because it was when Jefferson was Secretary of Foreign Affairs. So he was.
I thought he was Secretary of State.
He was.
Yeah.
But he was also before he was his second term as president. Before he was president, before he was Secretary of State, he was Secretary of Foreign Affairs. And yes, he was all those things.
He said, like, do you have enough positions, bro?
He's a hell of a politician. He did a lot of shit.
Yeah.
It's just like,
File.
you guys want me to be fucking president again? Like, man, I'm just trying to fucking go to my farm and chill out.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for this shit. Fine. I'll do it, I guess. Whatever.
I guess.
Yeah, that was kind of his attitude.
Yeah.
According to the biography I read of him.
Yeah.
Being president. The guy that just like doesn't want to fucking do it.
Well, I guess.
Does it, like, whatever.
I'm trying to think of the guy that was president before Theodore Roosevelt. Wasn't he the same thing as like...
There was a lot of presidents before Theodore Roosevelt.
But Roosevelt was VP. He died. I think, am I thinking the right guy? And like during... I might have been thinking somebody else.
William Henry Harrison died. Rutherford B. Hayes, I think, died in office. He wasn't killed. He wasn't assassinated, right?
I don't remember.
McKinley?
Maybe?
Or Hayes. I don't know which.
Well, anyway. But yeah, like one of them was...
Taft died in office too, didn't he?
Did he?
I think.
Oh.
Being president's hazardous, man.
Life's hazardous.
True, but I mean, if you just look at the percent of presidents that have been shot.
Well, it was a running record of like every fourth president had like assassination or assassination attempt, right? That was the thing for W. It's like, oh, he's going to be the next one.
Well, he wasn't the fourth president. After.
Like they come in for like every fourth president.
No, because he would have only been the third president after a president got shot.
No, that's true. Yeah.
So it would have been who succeeded him? Obama, right?
Mm-hmm. Clinton.
Yeah. George Bush Sr., Clinton, W.
Oh.
Obama. So he would have been the fourth president after a president got shot. But still, yeah, it does happen pretty frequently. They get shot or shot at. Roosevelt got shot.
A shoe thrown at you?
Yeah.
Taco time.
Yeah. Because, Teddy Roosevelt got shot too, didn't he?
Yeah.
While he was giving a speech.
He's so long-winded. The fucking... all the pages in the speech
stopped the bullet, yeah. The fucking speech.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he's like one of the most baller-ass presidents.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Rough Rider stuff aside, which is also, I mean, kind of horrible, but still pretty baller. Mm-hmm. He's like one of the only presidents.
He would have 3-hour speeches, dude.
Yeah. And he's like one of the only presidents that probably kick your ass.
Yeah, I think he had a brown belt or black belt in judo. One of those. You like to wrestle people in the basement.
Well, not your ass, maybe, but someone, any given person.
Bully.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see him. Like, it's like, you kind of think, when I think of a guy like that, with a mustache, like, it's kind of like Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
A big beer gut, but like, big biceps.
Buff guys in the 40s. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, not even the 40s. I mean, probably, even all the way up through the 50s and 60s. Like, like, look at John Wayne. Mm-hmm. John Wayne's like, a big, tough guy. He's kind of paunchy.
He is paunchy.
It wasn't until fucking Arnold came along and people were like, oh, that's what a fucking, like, real, like...
A real athlete looks like.
A real athlete looks like. Holy fuck.
Not some guy who pretends to be an athlete.
Yeah. But then again, like, the way Arnold looks is also not the way, like, a typical... Like, somebody who's really a badass probably looks. Like, somebody who is a badass probably does look more like John Wayne than Arnold.
Okay, yeah, sure, why not?
I mean, unless you're counting, like, modern pro boxers and MMA guys. Mm-hmm. But, like, just some guy who would, like, kick your ass at a bar.
Yeah.
He probably looks more like John Wayne or Charles Bronson or something.
Bronson looks like a tough guy.
Yeah.
He was built like a tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Charles Bronson's a badass. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's a total cis. I don't know.
The Trial of Henry Kissinger.
Oh, yeah. It's a new book I started after I finished that Orwell book. And it's not really terribly illuminating. Like, it's not like I'm not, like, learning shit that I wasn't already at least broadly aware of.
It's like the greatest hits.
No, but it's like, it gives you depth. Kissinger? I think so. But it just kind of goes more in depth about, like, all the horrible shit he did and the nuance of the horrible shit that he did.
Yeah.
And so I guess in that regard, it's somewhat illuminating, but it's not like, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know Henry Kissinger was so terrible. I was like,
he's a foreigner?
Yeah, I already knew that guy was pretty terrible, but just the depths of which he was terrible and how cavalier he was about being terrible, too, is what's really impressive. It's like,
No, I don't know much about him.
Yeah, well, he basically, like, the book makes the case that he should be...
A war criminal?
Yes. That he should be tried for war crimes, for extending the Vietnam War, for, assassination attempts in Chile and Indochina and, like, Laos and Cambodia and the Khmer Rouge and all that shit. Like, he actively colluded and, like, prolonged those situations to political benefit of the presidents that he worked for, most notably Nixon. And just generally just seemed to be kind of like, yeah, well,
Real POS.
want to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. Like, this is to the benefit of me and my political career. And meanwhile, like, tons of people died. American soldiers died.
Yeah.
Needlessly is the case the book makes. Pretty convincingly. So that's been interesting. I'm only 4 chapters into it now, but I'm gonna keep plunking away at it. But maybe I will come across something in the book that I just like was totally ignorant of. But feels like it's just kind of going like a line by like, here's how you would present evidence at a trial. Like in a discovery phase, and the author even kind of like sets out like, I would love, like, not like being cavalier, I would love to be able to set this out like in a court case.
Damn.
And I think that it like should be set out, and here's how it would be taken through in the discovery phase with documentation and like all the things that he said and kind of the implications of the things that he said, and here's what he said to this person and what he said to this person, and here was the effect that this thing had like in the culture and so forth, and just things that kind of get hand waved away, like you just kind of forget about stuff like why so like the war in Vietnam, like you just kind of forget like like Laos and Cambodia were involved in that too. Like, how and why?
Yeah, we don't talk about that stuff.
Yeah, it's just like, don't know. It was just like
we were never there.
Totally.
So why would we even?
Totally egregious. Like,
we were never there.
That's like
officially.
Yeah.
Why would we even talk about that?
And you get an idea, like a little bit more idea of like why. Yeah, no wonder they didn't fucking want us there. Even the people we were supposed to be on their side were like, dude, just fuck off, get out of here. Like, you're just killing all kinds of people.
We don't want trouble, no trouble.
Yeah, just want any trouble. We're just trying to like fight these other guys because we don't like them, and you're just like murdering all of us like indiscriminately. It's like you're not helping.
We all look the same.
So yeah, it's it's much more analytical than like say watching something like Hearts and Minds is, right? Like you watch that documentary and it's more illustrative of like the more of the micro view, where this is like takes like micro incidences and then actually pulls back in scope and gives you a macro view.
Whoa,
where
all those microaggressions built up.
Microaggressions. But no, it's good. I'm digging it. So
you got me woke on K-Flay.
did you actually listen to any of it or not?
No, but I heard it and I liked it.
It seems like your jam. It's like kind of that breathy soprano vocals, like a little bit of hip hop cadence and mellow lo-fi instrumentals.
Remember? Okay. Side note: my favorite thing in the last month is seeing lo-fi hip hop done to Bernie Sanders. Filibuster.
That's what reminded me.
And it was like a 2-hour filibuster, 8-hour filibuster of Bernie Sanders with a lo-fi hip hop beat. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Whoever thought of that is a fucking genius. That would definitely put me to sleep. There's the thing, the top 1% own 99% of the money.
I love that he actually is related to Larry David, because that makes so much fucking sense. It's just so good. It's like, yes, I could see it.
I wish they would, if Bernie wasn't so serious, have him on Curb. That'd be so awesome.
You think he's so serious?
No, not really, but I don't know if he would do that, though.
Probably not.
Yeah. Oh, he goes to like like hip hop podcasts and talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Like people ask him, "Hey Bernie, what kind of Jordans do you like?" I don't like Jordans. I like to buy some reasonable shoes with comfort and a lot of cushion.
Self-loathing Jews like you that are ruining this country. Yeah, I do have self-loathing, but it has nothing to do with being a Jew. But yeah, so so I listened to the hell out of that album to the point where I'm like burned out on it now, and kind of like transitioning over into weird techno pop stuff that I used to listen to like in my early 20s, A-pop and V&V Nation. So it's like really just like those two bands kind of are like in their own category. So I don't really think that it's like a genre in its own right. It's not quite industrial, but it's not really. It's technically, I guess, industrial, but not. It doesn't sound like other industrial. But it's also not really. It's not really like techno. So it's kind of hard to describe, but it's kind of got like this weird, light, like ethereal, but it has like lyrics in it too, and it's not as monotonous as like house music. I feel like when you say techno, most people think house music. But
everybody dance.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like that, but it's got some of those like, it's got traces of that where I think that you might be like, oh yeah, that's kind of sound, but it's super poppy. It's like industrial music light. If you don't. So I've been foraying into that. It always just kind of takes me back to like when I was that age and like what was going on. Start thinking about people I haven't talked to in years, and like remembering like, oh yeah, I used to do that thing, or I used to do this or hang out here, and I don't know.
So do you have like in my mind, there's always every year or there's certain songs that I always call it summer jams. Like this is the song of 2000 whatever. This was the summer jam. Does that happen in your head? Like you could specifically remember this song happening, maybe not during the summer, but this is the anthem of that year.
Yeah, not for like a lot of music, but there are some. Well, mostly because like stuff like this, like A-pop or whatever, V&V is like kind of specific to maybe me and like a couple of people that I knew that listened to it. So I think it's different when something's like on the radio and everyone's listening to it. Yeah. Like
Scrubs. TLC.
Sure, yeah.
You can remember that like
sophomore year, whatever that was.
Sophomore, freshman, something like that.
Yeah. But sometimes I'll listen to things and I'll like when I get into a band, if it dovetails with something that was like going on in my life, and I like, go back to the band because you kind of like listen to it, and then your enthusiasm for the band runs the length of like you said, a summer or something, and then you still like the band, but it's just like you're kind of like not really, you don't keep following up with them or whatever. You listen to like you go back, you listen to their whole catalog up to the point where they like put a new album out that summer, and you listen to the new album, and then you lose interest, and so subsequent albums you're ignorant of, and you just kind of like associate it with certain eras. Like there was a few bands like the Bright Eyes is like that for me. Probably Neutral Milk Hotel, the Shins, like a lot of like indie rock stuff, because I used to hang out with like this. We had like this little like weird confluence of like people that we all started like hanging out with one another. So it was like me and my girlfriend at the time, Sarah Jane, and then the guy that introduced me to Sarah, Josh. And then, like, I became friends with his sister, Megan. But so it was, like, Josh, and there was another gal, Sarah Cool, and her friend, Audra. And, like, we all used to, like, hang out because a couple of them lived pretty close to the coffee shop. So we'd all, like, started hanging out. We'd have, like, cookouts and, like, play Frisbee in the yard. And so it was, like, that was the music that we, like, all liked. We all liked, like, so we were always, like, playing that music when there was all the funtivities happening. And then that lasted almost the duration of a summer, and then it just kind of like that was it. Yeah. And so like when I hear those bands, it's like
takes you back.
Like, oh yeah, I remember that times, good times. And for like one summer, and then that was it. And then I don't talk to any of those people anymore at all. So.
But did you know?
Michigan issues unicorn hunting licenses.
Okay. Is this some sort of like money fundraising thing for the left to ban something. I don't know.
No, it's a pretty old thing. I think it's
really. It's been around for a while.
I want to say it's like Great Lakes State University or something like that. They have like this whole club devoted to unicorn hunting.
Okay.
I think it's this kind of like a troll kind of thing, but they have this whole club for it, and somehow they managed to like finagle so that they could issue hunting licenses.
Yeah.
To hunt unicorns.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like a serious thing, but I mean, since when does anything ever have to be serious to make its way enshrined in government? That's not necessarily a thing. Ban plastic straws, and that's probably a little more ludicrous to me than unicorn hunting.
It's almost like kind of having like one of those, what do they call it? Like your building's not allowed to have pets, but you have like
yeah,
that shit.
Yep. This is like a loophole.
Yes, this is a loophole.
Well, it just makes me wonder if the state of Michigan was like, yeah, dude, like whatever, we don't care. Like you can go hunt unicorns, and then some like nitpicky bureaucrat was like, what if they kill one though? There could be a liability situation there. We better just issue hunting licenses.
Yeah. Like people actually have guns out there. Like we're looking for unicorns. It's like sure you are, buddy. I got this license.
Maybe it's just maybe it's a liability thing for like, what if something goes awry? Like you're not supposed to be hunting at all. Why were you out?
Why would you want to hunt a unicorn too if you know they're like super rare? That's not nice.
I don't know, the big game hunter mentality. You know, it's like.
But yeah, but you're calling the numbers down, right? That's the reason why you hunt those things.
I think a lot of that is a rationalization on the part of big game hunters. I think they just want to shoot something in the face that's hard to shoot in the face.
No, I think recent times it's more of a conservation thing, right? Is to, like, for example, like that, the whole, like, this, that big hubbub of this dentist killing this rhino. The reason why they issued this license to kill this specific rhino is because it was a problem. It was killing other rhinos.
Yeah.
And it was not, it wasn't viable to have offspring. And it was just murdering other rare rhinos.
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes with elephants and shit too.
Yeah.
Like they come into like small villages and like fuck shit up and they get really aggressive and then it's like, well, they gotta go.
Yeah.
And this guy will pay $20,000 to shoot it in the face.
Yeah, and then that in turns help, kind of help the scientists or whatever the people that are in that industry to keep the numbers safe and all this research.
To take care of the rhinos that need taking care of. And I don't dispute any of that. But that's a byproduct.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the impetus. I don't think that's the reason the guy wants to. He's like, we got this rhino. Like, I never shot a rhino before, but I feel like it's my duty. Like, I don't think that's it. It's like a fucking rhino, bro. Like, you know how aggressive and like big and scary gets to kill them, and so they're hard to kill. And so I think that's the main point. Yeah, I think it's a rationalization. They're just like, it's helping the community. It's like, sure it is. Yeah. But that's not why you want to shoot the rhino. You want to shoot the rhino.
Like, no. It would have been better if it was like a vegan guy. Yeah. Like, hey man, I'm just doing the right thing. Yeah. I don't find any pleasure killing this animal. I don't even like eating animals. Yeah. And I think bees don't work for us. So I'm going to shoot this rhino in the face because it deserves it.
Well, probably not in the face because if you're a big game hunter, you probably want the head.
I don't like hunting animals, so I have to shoot it in the face.
Yeah.
So it's not as valuable anymore.
Yeah. It's like but yeah, I don't think that's the. I don't. What is that show where like the guy is like a game hunter? And this guy goes into his trophy room, and it's like, it's not just all the heads up on the wall, but it's like a bunch of other ludicrous stuff. Like he's got like the foot of an elephant is like like one of those canisters you put umbrellas in and shit.
What the fuck? No, I don't know what that is.
It's like this big bin where you put umbrellas and stuff, and it's just like an elephant's foot, like all hollowed out.
Like instead of like a elk's rack, it's like for your coats and shit.
Yeah, stuff like that. I feel like it's a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like that, just you can use all parts of it. It's like, yeah, okay. But
all of the animals.
But also, did you know that?
But did you know?
On the roof of the Supreme Court, is a basketball court.
I didn't know that. I knew in Disneyland, in the Matterhorn there is. I knew that. Didn't know about the
The Supreme Court has a basketball court.
Because it's the Supreme Court?
And do you know what it's called?
The Supreme Court?
The basketball court.
Oh.
It's called the highest court in the land. No joke.
Someone likes puns?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It was, I read this article from like 2018 it was an ESPN magazine. And it was talking all about it and like how it's a thing. And like, you fucking Clarence Thomas just fucking crossing over at everybody.
Bader Ginsburg's playing defense.
Yeah.
Can't get past me on this one.
Yeah.
I got a rebuttal for that one.
Yeah. She's got no defense, bro.
All offense.
Yeah.
She got handles for days. It dangles for days.
She's a point guard. I wonder what the teams look like when the Supreme Court plays. Who's the odd man out? Sotomayor. She's the odd one out. She doesn't get to play. What are the teams split up?
Oh.
You know?
John Roberts. Is he still in? Is he alive still?
No, Gorsuch replaced him, right?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I think. Yeah. Robert.
What do you think of the percentage you can ask the people in the shop? Like, can you name, like, anyone that has been appointed in this administration in the Supreme Court? What do you think the percentage?
I don't even know
would be?
because Trump just appointed a second justice, right? Or
Not the beer dude. Other than the beer dude.
I don't know. Gorsuch was the first guy appointed. Did he appoint someone else besides that?
Yeah, I forgot his name. He was accused of sexual assault. I like beer. I like working out with my friends.
Huh?
Yeah, Kavanaugh. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's not on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, he is.
Wasn't he just getting appointed to the Supreme Court?
Yeah, and he got appointed.
Oh, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's the second guy. Gorsuch was the first guy.
Yeah.
Kavanaugh is the second guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so it's Kavanaugh and Gorsuch this administration.
Mm-hmm.
Last administration was Sotomayor. I think that's the only one that he appointed. And the standing justices are Kennedy, Ginsburg, Thomas. That's 6. Maybe Roberts is still on the Supreme Court. Who fucking died that Gorsuch...
Someone stepped down. I didn't think they died.
You're right.
Someone stepped down.
I thought it was...
Could have been Roberts.
Anyway.
Oh.
Well, that's 6. I feel like I get 6 out of 9 points possible there. But yeah, I thought that was really funny that I read the article. I was like, man, this article's like 2 years old, but like, fuck, that's funny. It's funny if they have a basketball court. I don't remember I don't think it gets used that frequently, but it is there.
Okay.
Also, did you know?
But did you know?
So you know when you're brushing your teeth, and you put a little dollop of toothpaste on your toothbrush.
Sure.
That dollop of toothpaste that goes on your toothbrush, once it is on your toothbrush, has a name.
Oh, does it?
It's called a nurdle.
A nurdle?
I guess. A nurdle of toothpaste.
Oh, okay.
That's all I got on that.
Yeah.
Just thought that was random and weird. I don't remember why I remembered that. But, yeah, that's the nurdle. It just sounds like... It sounds like something
Like
from it sounds like something from a cartoon. Like in a Ren and Stimpy cartoon or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, some weird thing that you're not supposed to know what it does. And it has some weird function or something, and it's just kind of like a MacGuffin or some shit.
Yeah.
In a cartoon.
Or it was like a pop culture reference to something that didn't have a name. Like my favorite one is the mullet. The Beastie Boys, made that popular. Before it was just a haircut. It was just like long in the back, party or business in the front. But they actually gave the name mullet, and it became popularized because that.
You just hear that word and you feel like
that's
the perfect name for it.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking of more like what's the thing in Rick and Morty?
Oh, not a grumbo. Grumbo's part of the item.
But they're showing you how it was made and everything.
It puts the fleeb on the grumbo. It takes the fleeb juice because the fleeb juice is removed from the.
Yeah, it's like that. That's what a nurdle sounds like. Some sort of weird thing in a cartoon that like doesn't really have an explanation or anything.
Plumbus. That's what it's called. Plumbus.
Yeah.
I love how they never explain what a plumbus is. They show you how it's made, and it's at people's houses, and it's like, oh wow, plumbus, cool. And they just don't tell you what it is.
The shells in a Judge Dredd.
Yeah, the 3 shells. This guy doesn't know what 3 shells are.
That's it. They just never tell you.
Yeah,
like, oh, okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it might be the only awesome thing in that movie.
All right. Conspiracy time, guys.
Well, it's not really a conspiracy theory. It's a
It's fact. That's actually fact now.
It's just fact now. Yeah. Yale does not like Asian people.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They win too much.
They win all the time. And
that's the thing about Asians. Whatever game you play, they game the system to min-max it. And they're like, what do you need? Or what's the maximum points we can get? We'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not that kind of Asian.
No,
I was a little worried about that when we played D&D. I was like, is this dude going to break my fucking game?
I can be that Asian.
I was worried you might break the game. This dude's just going to fucking, like, create some weird combination of character that just, like, wins. This is, like, more powerful than any 2 characters in the game. Just, like, have all these guys.
I can do that, I just choose not to.
Yeah. It's okay within the realm of D&D because I can always just throw more shit at you to make your life more difficult.
Actually, that would not show up in this level.
That's okay. That's not.
Oh no, wrong button. I didn't even.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, it's official. Yale hates Asians now. That's a class action suit, and it's apparently
Harvard tried to do the same thing.
Yeah,
that went down.
They all do it.
Yeah,
they all do it. It's apparently. I got some insight into this today. Apparently, what they do is they have some sort of what they call, like, they don't call it this, but it's like basically an affability score, like how affable you are during your interview, and they give that equal weight to like your fucking academics. So what they do is they just basically, like, Asians are all Asian and shit, and so they basically just say, like, like, oh, they're just not very affable, they're not sociable, they're not.
Yeah.
How would you expect them to be? They're gonna get into Yale, whatever, and like, you're just like this machine that's been designed to just win at academics. So what's the likelihood that you have any social ability, right? That you know how
that's
to, like...
That's why we're Asian, not Bishan.
Yeah, it's just like... It's like... What's the correct answer to this? I'll just tell you what the correct answer is. That's it. It's like, I don't have any polish. That's not what I'm here for. So
I'm a learning machine.
Yeah.
Teach me, senpai.
I guess that's what they do is they just give that score equal weight. It's a weight, like, whatever. Okay, so whatever subjective measure do we have, we just got to give weight to people that are disenfranchised or whatever, and like give bad scores to Asians so that these people get in over them. And it's like, yeah, I don't like. And apparently it's kind of an unspoken thing. They used to do the same for Jews, I guess, like a long time ago.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, just like. There was like
what kind of small hat you wearing there? That's kind of weird. It's not even regular.
Or like kind of like in the early days of integration in the NBA, how there was like a spoken rule that was like your starting 5. You can have 1 black guy in your starting 5, two black guys in your starting 5 if you're at home, and if you're trailing in the 4th quarter, we'll give you a 3rd one. But it's like you can't. But like under no circumstances do you have like all black starting 5.
Yeah.
Unfair, right? It's like unspoken, unfair.
We don't have enough black guys to do that. No dunking above us. That's bad.
Yeah.
That injures people.
You put men in the WNBA, just like no dunking.
It's like, huh?
No dunking, no
razzle dazzle.
Right, no charging the key, none of that shit. It's just fucking fundamentals.
No shooting behind the center court is bad.
No crossover dribbling.
Yeah.
No tomahawk dunks. Just none of that. It's all fundamentals. Passing. Thumbs out. Bounce pass.
I just saw the headline of it. I didn't want to read any NBA player one-on-one. Is like, no, you can't.
You could beat 0 NBA players one-on-one. I don't know who you are, so You just know. The best superstar at WNBA chick probably can't beat like a bench warmer for like whoever the worst team in the NBA is in one-on-one.
Yeah.
No, they can't dunk.
Yeah.
They can't dunk.
It's a bunch of threes. Three.
Yeah, but the thing is
they can't really play defense on the dude, too. They just fuck them up.
That's what I'm saying, is that, like, okay, so that might, on its face, seem like a bold statement. Like, whoever the worst bench warmer on the worst NBA team is could totally own the biggest superstar of the WNBA. And it's just by the virtue of the fact that he can dunk, which means, one, he can dunk, so he can drive through the fucking lane. And one-on-one, being able to dunk is a gigantic advantage, right? I can drive through, and you can't defend me dunk. And you could say, oh, I could shoot threes all day long. Yeah, guess what? If I can dunk, I can also block you shooting threes. So it's like, you will not score on me, and I will dunk all over you all day. And he would win probably like 100-10 or some, nice number that's not 0.
It's like the whole thing with like the Venus. No, wait.
The Williams.
That they could beat whatever place men. Like, I forgot what place they played. They actually had that match, and the dude just beat the brakes off these girls.
Yeah. Or Jeanette Lee is the same way, the pool player chick.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'll just win $100 or $200 if you beat Jeanette Lee in a game of 9-ball, and they're like, second day of the tournament, they're like, we're shutting this program down.
Wait, scissor tonight, guys.
Because it's like, yeah, your average, you're halfway
guy
decent.
off the street.
Well, you're halfway decent pool shark at a local pool hall somewhere like, wherever they were at, Vegas, is probably at least as good at, especially if you maybe we're playing like a straight pool game or something, maybe you should have a chance. But a 9-ball is fucking anybody's game. Anybody's got a shot at 9-ball, and so yeah, it's not a good bet to make. And so it's not like, and basketball especially is probably the biggest disparity in individual talent, I would posit, of all the major sports. Well, there's no women's football. For women's football, it would be that.
Yeah,
because that would just be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But there is no women's football. And so, but even like gal hockey players, some of their skill sets, like whatever her name is, Kendall, whatever. She's plays in the WNHL or whatever. And she's like a star in the WNHL. And she competed in the NHL skills competition for fastest skater, and she didn't come in last.
Wow. Who's the guy's like, oh, I had my hamstring hurt real bad.
Who knows? I mean, maybe he sandbagged to make her look good, but I doubt that. But she didn't come in last, so like her speed is there, and you see some of them. But with hockey, it's just the physicality. The biggest thing is they have no physicality, so their shots don't have as much mustard on them because they're not as heavy, and they can't check along the boards. But like, when their stick handling skills and their agility, like the best women are not several orders of magnitude down from guys.
Yeah.
But like with basketball, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculously off the fucking wall. And if it were football, it would just be like the most ridiculous thing ever. We don't even know what a female football player would look like. That would be like the most awesome thing ever to see, like a female football player who could like play in the NFL.
That's not a kicker.
That's not a kicker. Even if she was a kicker, I'd still probably just give her mad props.
Yeah, sure.
Just anything. Like, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I can't even I don't even know how to project like what my impression of is onto a woman. Like, I can do it with other sports, boxing and MMA and hockey and basketball.
Because you've seen examples of that.
Yeah, you see examples of it. But like, even if you had never told me that if I didn't know that there were female MMA fighters, I still could probably like diagram in my brain what one would look like. But I have I can't even imagine what a female football player would look like.
Real big.
Well, would they? I don't know.
Have you seen a Samoan woman?
That big?
Yeah, that big. That'd probably be one of those.
Yeah, but how do they'd have to be able to move?
You don't think they can move?
I don't know.
Yeah, they can move.
I don't have any concept of it. It's just like it's trying to imagine what like a unit.
Oh, actually, I'll find this video. I don't know if I can be able to pull it up in this area, But there's this famous video in the beginning of I think it was like a Black Friday sale, where a dude was trying to steal a TV, and the woman, she played football, big Samoan chick, and just fucked this dude up.
Nice.
So that was probably the only example I've ever seen. Really fast woman.
I like that CCTV footage. Did you ever see that like little Japanese girl that tried to like snatch her purse in the subway?
No, I haven't seen that one. Oh yeah?
It's pretty fucking dope, dude.
Uh-huh.
It's like this chick, she's maybe like 5'1", little Asian chick. I want to say it's in like Cambodia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy comes up and tries to like snatch her purse, and she certainly, she's not like all like in yoga pants and all athletic looking. She's just like this regular looking chick, dude. And apparently this chick, I don't know, like this fucking Muay Thai or something. Because yeah, she fucking like sweeps the leg on this guy, like whop, and he hits the fucking ground, and he goes to get up, and she's like whop, whop, just like fucking him up. It's like, damn.
Yeah, that would probably happen if he has enough training.
Yeah,
I'll just kick the shit out of you.
It reminded me of that chick that fucks up Johnny Knoxville.
Oh yeah,
like the power of her leg kicks when she's like kicking the shit out of him. It looked like that. Like, I mean, this guy's like a fully grown guy, and he's nearly a foot taller than her.
Yeah,
and he's like pretty well built. I would guess he's somewhere between 170 and 200 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I mean, she just goes through his fucking leg, and he hits the dirt with like seemingly no resistance. Yeah. I mean, it's just like. And she's got no wind up or anything. He just grabs the purse and she just spins around and just like, it's all in the hips and fucking thigh, just walk, and he's just fucking down, boom, bounces off the concrete. Yeah. And she just fucks him up. I was like, damn, that chick rules. And she's like this like super meek looking, like she's like youngish, but she kind of has like that like body language and clothing that almost looks like an old lady, like an old, like she kind of just like, yeah, me so, you know, she just comes out of nowhere. Well,
I'll probably try to find that.
Maybe. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
I like turtles.
Is that
the last part? I don't know where the other drop is. It's a good drop.
I like turtles.
Yeah,
because I like stuff. And
me
the
too.
Stuff we do. Well, I tried to dust off the old DJI Phantom 3, and it didn't work. The motor got burnt out at some point from the time I tested it and put it back in 2 years ago, and had to fix that. Luckily, those things are fairly easy to fix because it's like all diagrammed out when you open the top from it. It's not like working on like the racing drones that I usually make, and it's like easy. Put it in there.
Did you even fly it? Like since you replaced it?
What
you said you replaced the motor 2 years ago. Have you?
No. I just recently did it because 2 years ago I flew it because I crashed it.
Oh right.
And I tested it out. Flew okay. I was like, all right, cool. Put it it back in the box, and 2 years later, didn't work. Had to, problem solve that thing.
Lonely and tired.
Sad.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, lonely.
So that was a nice adventure of doing that. Haven't picked up a soldering iron in a while, and went to work.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Flying drones. It seems like with the lockdown and everything, it seems like you would be doing that more frequently.
Yeah, I don't know, because I didn't really have a break in COVID. I was pretty much doing the same thing. No, other than not working here, that was...
Well, yeah, but that was for several months.
Yeah.
And you were flying drones previously, and then you had like a little more free time. So
yeah.
You'd be like, I'm fucking droned up, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. It just takes a lot of time to go find a place, go out in the field, fly, and the whole repair stuff again. Like almost every other time I go, you have to fix something. Because you're crashing the trees and the thing fucking falls from 200 feet from the sky. So something's going to break. Something has to give, right? So right now I'm probably just going to dick around and... Because flying it again was... I lost a little bit of the touch, but it was just kind of... I could be better at it. Yeah, just probably do that once in a while. Try to find interesting places to fly. That's the problem.
Instead of just going to the same 2 or 3 places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really want to, because it's like a Phantom's kind of more for aerial photography and video, and I just want to find cool locations like beaches or somewhere up in the mountains. That'd be cool to do.
Well, yeah, and that's the problem is any of those places are going to be a fucking drive, right?
Yeah,
fucking drive up there and
Yeah, I was thinking about taking a day off and going to Santa Cruz and fly, but I just need to scout places to go. So I'm not really too familiar with Santa Cruz. Other than the boardwalk, I don't really know where you can fly. So probably going to do a little bit of research on that and probably do something.
Yeah, I've been meaning to grab the camera out and go shoot some photos and stuff. But it's like the same problem. It's like, man, I gotta go fucking scout out someplace.
Yeah.
And I gotta fucking drive down there, find a place to park, and fucking whatever, and take the camera with me. And it's like,
Yeah, it'd be cool to go to like a museum or something because they're open, but those things aren't open.
Just like anywhere, like, I don't know, I've been wanting to... I haven't really used the camera that I bought off you, like, but maybe like a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
I think I took it to LA with us. And I got some good shots while I was in LA.
Mm-hmm.
But just like anything, it's like I took like 150 photos, 200 photos, something like that, and then like, you know, crop those back to like 30 serviceable photos.
That's always the case,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I can't imagine you being like a film guy back in the day.
Yeah.
Like a whole roll would be useless.
Well, there's more. Just showed more restraint.
That's true.
It's like, you know, knew that people like about film is because you have digital and it's just like you just like, oh, there's something happening.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, which one of those looks good? Where it's like film purists are like, you know, that's part of the art for them. Is like waiting for like that perfect moment and then snapping a photo like when you have the perfect moment and there's no like, you know, Photoshop to it or anything like that.
I'm not interested in that.
No, I'm not either. I just you know, generally speaking though, I'm not like a lean on the, you know, you know, like usually I stage a photo or I frame. Usually it's like, that's the thing with like doing photojournalism is that if something is happening, like you're in an organic scene, right? Because I think the best photos are usually not staged, or usually just like a naturalistic action. But unless you're on site somewhere where people are doing stuff, that's pretty hard to get. So usually you just take photos of interesting things. And part of the problem is too, is I just, you know, I'm not like the kind of person that takes photos of like without people in them. It's not like I know a lot of people or have a lot of friends, so it's like there's only so many photos I can take of my girlfriend, right? It's like, okay, it's like here's her standing by this thing and standing by this other thing and standing by this thing. If she likes it, she's like, oh wow, look really cute in that photo. It's like, yeah, it's just like
Your Instagram boyfriend.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, generally speaking, you when you're in an environment where like things are happening, you develop an eye for when something is going to develop in a photo, and you kind of like you're like, oh, something's getting ready to happen here. And so when something's getting ready to happen, you can kind of poise yourself and get ready for it. Maybe you take a couple of snaps, and, you know, in case someone blinks or, you know, the light's weird or something like that. But usually I don't have more than like maybe 3, sometimes 4 of the same shot. And then I just choose of those 3 or 4. Mostly just because I just don't want to like go through. Like when I'm searching for photos, like which one's the best, I don't want to like, okay, so here's one shot and there's like 50 of that one. I just like, I have no patience for that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
You know what really grinds my gears?
what's that?
When you're taking a group photo and someone has their phone out, they snap one.
Sure.
That's one photo, right?
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure you have, when you're on that cell phone, you can send another person a copy.
And then everyone needs to take their own?
Yeah, I'm like, what the We have the technology. Take one fucking picture.
We can make him better.
Yeah,
We can make him stronger.
one picture. What's the difference between your camera and this camera? It doesn't make a difference. It fucking annoys me.
I guess I'm not in a situation where there's ever like group photos, and I don't really go in for group photos.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get a photo. Like, no, you're not gonna get a photo.
I'm like, do another one.
No, nope, that's not happening.
Yeah, that's why I tell like my mom, she's a shutterbug. I'm like, you get one, and that's it. I'm not taking any more than that because we're gonna be here all night.
Yeah, we gotta commemorate the thing. It's like, no, what the memory I'm gonna have is you trying to get the photo.
Yeah, and me being annoyed.
Exactly. It's not.
You just ruined the night with being so grumpy. It's like, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna have the discussion.
That's why I don't like. That's why I think wedding photos are stupid. Like they're dumb. Like, pay someone like a journalist. I mean, not a journalist, but like, you know, like you would pay a journalist, walk around the wedding and take photos of people, right?
Yeah.
I don't. The whole staged photo business is just kind of like, it's like, oh, and here's one of the maid of honor and the bride, and here's one of the maid of honor and the bride and her friend, and then now here's one with the groom and the bride and the maid of honor and the best man, and then here's, and they're just all the same fucking photo.
Yeah.
Like with just swapping people out.
Yeah.
It's like there's no. I don't understand, like,
you
why.
can just Photoshop each person just standing there by themselves.
Yes, like,
put them
why
in the order
do
you want.
these have any emotional resonance for you? Like, they don't, and they shouldn't. I mean, maybe they do for some people, but it's just like, I'm just looking at the same different combinations of
I
the same
imagine it's like
people.
the time you're like when you die or your buddy dies or something like that. It's like, remember the time when we had this photo of just me and you?
I mean, it's like, but how frequently do you even, like, look at photos? Like, if you have a photo album, like, so I had a whole album full of wedding photos, and I don't think I ever looked at it once past the, like,
Well, that's like, you know, when you have like grandkids, like, look at Gam Gam when she was young. Oh my God.
I find myself wondering if my wife kept our wedding photos or if she got rid of them.
That'd be kind of weird if she kept them.
But it would also be kind of weird if she got rid of them, no?
I don't know. Did she get rid of the wedding ring?
I don't know.
No.
Air it anymore. But whether she got
Pawned
rid
it
of
off.
she got rid of it, I don't know.
Melted it into two.
Melted.
Oathkeeper and Widow's.
To two. Well, it was actually her engagement ring and her wedding band, like, welded together. Whatever, they soldered them together. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as for whether she kept it, I don't know. I don't know if she kept her wedding photos or her wedding dress. I don't know if she kept all that shit. If she just threw it out, it seems like you paid $1,500 for this. Your dad paid $1,500 for this fucking, like, wedding photographer. I'm wondering if she used the same wedding photographer the second time around.
Whoa.
At her whatever quote unquote wedding.
Not wedding.
Not wedding. Her civil ceremony. Her baby daddy. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure she didn't wear the same dress, right? That'd be a big faux pas, right?
Yeah, it would be, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh.
But then again, I feel like the kind of guy that's going to be okay having a civil ceremony with you when you're still legally married to another man probably isn't going to raise a fuss if you're like, I'm just going to wear the same dress.
Like,
what are you going to do about it?
We're saving money.
I'm not paying for it. Find myself wondering if her dad is a little miffed that he had to pay for another wedding. Or if he paid for another wedding. I don't even know.
Probably not. It's like, you're a grown adult. You can fucking pay for your own wedding.
Well, she was an adult when we got married, too.
Yeah.
I'm not into marrying children.
You get one.
I don't know.
You get one. It's like being married at church. You only get one.
Her dad's a pretty reasonable guy, so I could see him, like, just, you know, wanting to. He paid for the whole fucking wedding, everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for all of it. Because, like, he knew I didn't care. It's like, I don't want any of this shit. I don't care.
I just wanted to sign some paper shit.
I was like, yeah, whatever. Is there a bar? Do I get whiskey? Great. I want a place I can smoke, and I want there to be whiskey, an open bar. Those are my only requests for the wedding.
All right.
Place to smoke, open bar. That's it. And I got both those things, so it was a pretty good time. Pretty drunk, but not nearly as drunk as everyone on my side of the wedding. It's like my whole side. There was, to give you this, I feel like encapsulates something very telling about me. Everybody that was on my side, with their plus ones, I think maybe I would be impressed if it even broke 30 people. There were more than 200 people at our wedding. 200 people. Everyone I know and their plus ones.
Equal
like
30.
Not even 30. I bet you 25.
Wow.
It's like 25. It's like 10% of like everybody there. And there are people coming up like, "Hey man, congratulations!" And I'm like, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
Uncle Steve.
Yeah, it's like some random dude from her dad's work or whatever. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Thought you wanted to save money, man. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I remember him asking Jen, like, "Hey, is it okay if, like, is this guy I work with, if I invite him to the wedding?" And it's like, why wouldn't it be? You're paying for the wedding. You invite whoever you want. Like, just, I don't invite the Pope. I don't care. Like, why would it matter to me or anyone else? Like, who you invite to the thing that you're paying for? It's like, but so, like, he's a nice guy, so I could see him just being like, I'll just pay for another one. That's fine. He didn't have to pay for her to go to college, so I guess maybe that's the way he looks at it.
Oh, okay.
It's like, yeah, whatever. But on a similar
You
note,
got what? Ugats?
I got. I got an original release Tatuaje Mummy the other day. I traded somebody for it as he had him in his locker. I was like, dude, what is that? Is that a mummy? Yeah, I got some of those still. I'm like, from 2013. He's like, yeah, I think it's 2013. I got some of the Jason Witch. I was like, yeah, I still got some. I was like, wow, I haven't seen one of those in a minute. It's like, oh yeah, you want one? I'm like, yes. I was like, you want something? You want to trade for it? Trade you for it. It's like, sure, yeah, well, what do you got? Well, you can have any of this stuff I got in my locker. There's all the stuff I have in my locker. He's like, oh, it's just like us. Have one of those bolivars. I was like, that's it? I was like, yeah, I'll just have one of those. I'm like, yeah, I got some age on them. They're probably pretty good, but I mean, it's like a fucking, like, just a bolivar. It's like, yeah, whatever, here, just take it. I probably can get you some more. You want some more?
What the fuck?
So I got guys, got a couple boxes, I think. He's still got a couple boxes of them. I probably can get you some more. I was like, just like that? He's like, yeah. Like, he just didn't even seem to care. He's like, oh, yeah, I still got those. There you go, whatever.
Yeah.
Nope, it's like...
Some people are like that.
Yeah. I'm not... I didn't smoke it yet, but I don't know that... I'm a little worried that it... Like,
tastes all dusty.
Well, no, because it's just not...
Have you walked like an Egyptian?
It just doesn't seem like a cigar that will age well.
I don't know. Every time I had an aged, like, monster, no bueno.
They're what?
Aged monsters?
They're not good?
No bueno. But that's only, like, two cigars I've had that are aged. Like, the Drac, that was terrible. I wasted my time.
The one I had in... I was like, all right, maybe I see what's up with
this. That's the Lancero, but we're talking about the original.
Yeah.
What else? Leatherface. Didn't age. It didn't improve.
Yeah. But to me, the Drac is, like, one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
And I think the face is, like, in the middle somewhere. Like, for me, like, I bet the Jason aged really well. Because it's a broadleaf. So I would think that would age well. The Frank, I bet, like... that seems like it would age really well. You know, even some of the other ones that are, like, not great, but, like, you know, the Chuck probably ages well. But just, the Mummy is, like, not even really a medium. I just wouldn't think that it, you know, like a nuanced cigar like that would age out well. But whatever, I couldn't pass up the opportunity.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
Because he was just going to give it to me. He's like, you just have that. I'm like, I'll trade you something for it. Here, I don't have much, but I'm not like a collector. You know, I just got things that I like to smoke. A few things here and a few things there, and some of them maybe like, oh, whatever. And I was like...
It's not part of your hobby.
Yeah, I buy cigars to smoke. I buy stuff I like, and maybe stuff that's hard to find, but I don't, like, collect. This dude's, like, in his locker, like, every day. Like, fidgeting with stuff, you know, like one of those people, like, every day, like, getting out and, like, rearranging and reorganizing, and, like, he hardly ever even gets anything out of there to smoke.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. He was telling me that he's like, yeah, I've just been buying stuff. I haven't smoked in months. Like, I've just been buying stuff, so I'm running out of space in my locker. Somebody told me that it was, like, his parents were staying with him, and they don't know he smokes. And so he was, like, not smoking, so they wouldn't, like, smell it on him.
Okay.
He's just coming down to the cigar shop and hanging out like a sad sack and not smoking.
Ah, that's weird.
Yeah. I thought so. But yeah, he just, like, gets in his locker every day and, like, fidgets with everything. Rearranges everything and hardly ever even takes anything out to smoke. Just kind of, like, has to... one of those people.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, I know some customers here that, like, buy stuff, and, like, 6 months down the line, oh, did you smoke that cigar? No. Are you planning to smoke it? No, I just wanted to have it. All right.
Yeah, what are you waiting for? Especially, like, if you had... He had, like, a half a box of Mummies still, and a half a box of Jasons. Like, I see it feel like your last one or something. You know, you're never going to get it again. Like, maybe, like, waiting for...
A special occasion.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know, like, what's a special occasion? That's what I don't even know. It's like, it's like whenever I feel like smoking something.
You're going on vacation, birthday,
Christmas... I don't know.
Kwanzaa.
I don't know. You get laid
Chanukah.
or something. You know, whatever. That might be something, but I don't know. But yeah, couldn't pass up the opportunity, so I was like, yeah, see what's what. But smoke it. See what's up.
Smoke it if you got.
I will. I'll probably smoke it soon. You've been sitting on it for like fucking 6 years or 7 years or however long it's been since those came out. I'll probably smoke mine within the first couple months. I don't want to lose any more. Whatever.
Mummy action.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, what if it's not... What if it's not smoking that good? Like, what if it's still good, but, like, the more I age it, the more it, like sucks.
Yeah.
And then I wait for like another year or two, and then it's just like smoking. It just tastes.
It tastes even worse.
It tastes like air.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, yeah.
So you know the odds for Tyson, Roy Jones Jr.
No, that's what it was like. Interesting is the odds are like just like fucking all over the place.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
It got postponed, right?
Did it? I didn't hear that yet.
Yeah, I got moved to another later date.
But yeah, I was like looking at the odds, and it was like, it seems like Tyson is the favorite, but like, some people have Roy Jones.
Yeah, Roy Jones.
And so, but it's like, it's just all over the place. It doesn't seem like anyone has any like baseline for how to like put the odds on.
Yeah.
Things. And the thing is I feel like, because if odds are really just what public opinion is,
betting favorites.
right?
Well, that's where you see where the line moves when it gets towards closer to the actual card. That the betting line will change.
Yeah.
Shifting on the confidence of the fighter, of what they saw. Usually, it's what they see in the lead up to the fight. Is like if they're seeing them hitting mitts or see the weigh-ins, if they actually have a weigh-in for this thing, like how they look, then the
well, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that like
changes.
Tyson has a pretty like loyal following, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And he's put stuff out on social media of like him hitting the mitts and like training and like
I don't think I've ever seen any Roy Jones other than him doing a remix of "You Must Have Forgot."
Yeah, and he just kind of like, and you always see him, like you see like in like the thumbnail or whatever, like for promoting the fight, and it's like it shows Tyson like in his fucking like whatever, he's like all jacked, he's like in a gray beard, he's all smiling, and then Roy Jones has got like a Don shirt on, it's like a dad or something, and I don't think it's like to deride.
He has the hat on too.
Yeah, I don't think it's like to deride him, like oh look at how, but it's just like this is what he looks like now. It's like well I don't know man, like. So that probably definitely seeped into the public subconscious. Where it's like Roy Jones would put out a video of him like fucking shit up,
Like doing it in private. Someone fuck this dude up. He must have forgot. He must have forgot.
He might have, well, I don't know how you forget because they never fought each other. So, but yeah, I don't know. But it's just like, it was really weird to me that like people were just like you just look up odds and it's like a guy just going, I don't know, he's just shrugging.
Coin flip?
I don't. Maybe someone will win.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll be curious to see how it plays out. I didn't. So it got postponed. Huh? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't. TBA, I guess.
What? Come on, man. They're already like 1 foot in the grave. Both of them are fucking like in their mid-50s.
No, I thought that TRT and Tyson, bro. Fucking Jack. Like, what the fuck?
He looks basically the same as he looked when he was like 20.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
He's just got like a gray beard, and
Yeah.
a stupid tattoo on his face
Yeah.
now. It's like, oh, okay, yep.
Praise be Allah.
Yeah, praise be Allah. But like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Roy Jones fought more recently, so you would think that would carry over at least a little bit.
Oh, that definitely plays into effect.
You would think.
Yeah.
It's only been a couple years since he quit fighting. So it hasn't even been 2 years yet. It's like a year and a half since his last fight. Man, he was like fighting in Europe. But he lives in Russia, right? So it's like the fucking Soviet bloc fighters are all just carved out of wood.
I'm sure you put my hand behind my.
Sounds like that Roy Jones speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that like no one really seems to know how to peg the fight. I'm like, okay, I don't know.
I don't know how you would. It's kind of
Well,
hard.
yeah, especially because like Roy Jones never fought at like solid heavyweight. I think light heavyweight's the highest he ever went up. And so I would imagine it's going to be heavyweight bout. Tyson still looks like he's over 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what Roy Jones was fighting at when he was in Europe, but photos I've seen of him, I mean, it looks like a heavyweight. But I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
That does it for this week. Anything else?
No, I feel like that was kind of like a limp. Like, oh yeah, we're done.
I don't know what else.
Done. You gotta go out with like vengeance, you know.
I do what I want, man.
Oh, okay. Well,
I can't be compelled to do whatever you want.
Cool. That's fine. I don't. Sure. Whatever. Just do.
I do me, you do you, man.
I do me.
Yeah, do.
I do. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got.
Cool, man. You know what they say, right?
No.
Stay home if you're sick. Come by for dick.
You got it this week.
Yeah. This time I forgot what that word. I don't know.
You flubbed it like 2 weeks in a row. I had to like tell you what you
I think it was
about.
like a month, dude.
Whatever. Oh, it's an end. Oh, fuck. What am I supposed to say?
What do I do on my hands?
Hello, my
friends.
What do I say at the beginning of the podcast? Welcome back to the Morky and PP podcast.
Yeah. I remember the first couple episodes, like I tried to say the title of the podcast, like what's fucking, oh, it's my name and your name, but how do I say it? I don't know. This is the start of the podcast, bro.
Well, what's up? Yeah, how you guys doing?
How you guys like podcasts?
Get in the deep end of the pool.
Yeah. We're coming up to a year.
Coming up.
Yeah. We got about like less than 10 weeks. Was it 40? This would be 45.
We should review our first podcast.
Oh, it's terrible. I bet. I haven't listened to it.
I mean, these ones are terrible too, so I'm sure it's not that far off. It's just like a different shades of terrible.
Yeah. I kind of take it these are like our practice reps before we do something. Like, I don't know. Before we finalize something. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, lighting got better.
Yeah. Production value.
Yeah. It's not in the kitchen anymore. That's good.
In the kitchen. Yeah, well, you know. When you move into your new place, we'll cast over there if it's so much
No, it's
better.
not. It's not. Yeah, no.
It's just like roaches in the wall.
No. They're just because there's a family that lives there, so it's like kid shit and family.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just keep doing it here until we can't do it here anymore, and then we'll do it in an alley or something. Some sort of dumpster cast. A very special episode of Morky and the PP.
Morky and the PP podcast. It should just for the next season, we're just gonna call it the Morky and the PP podcast.
That's thank you, Claire. That was definitely memorable.
So he first texted me that I was like, what? Okay, that's pretty funny.
She's being cavalier.
All right, that does it for this week. We will see you guys later.
Thanks for listening to Mikey and the Press Pass podcast. Consider subscribing. You can rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and pretty much anywhere where you can listen to podcasts. And you can also write us with any ideas, suggestions, or horrible burning criticism at mikeyandthepresspass@gmail.com. Thank you.